Okay, so I'm back. The name of the store is Storlino. Staulino. So I made that order on. Let me see if you got the date here. Go to the email. May 21st. And it is now May 28th. They say we're getting your order ready to be shipped. It says, a token of our gratitude, we appreciate an exclusive coupon. We created this for your next order. It reminds me of Wish. Let's see what's in electronics. Okay, so anyway, I made that order on the 21st for my thing. Well, let me see if I can show y'all the picture. Hang on. It is a 3-in-1 LED lamp, nail lamp, drill, and vacuum. So it's the lamp, the LED lamp. It's the drill, the nail drill, like to shape the nails or whatever else that they're using the hair on. And the vacuum, so all the stuff that comes off, you know how they be fouling and be all on their desks and they gotta wipe. So they got a vacuum that automatically cleans it. So all of that was in there. So it was $99. I got a discount of 10%. So it came in to $92. So now I'm back to Amazon. Out for delivery. Can you see it? That's the nail set. Poly gel. For those who don't know about that, it is kind of like acrylic, but it's not. It's more on the gel side. But the reason why I say it's like acrylic is because you know how they dip the thing, you dip your finger in and shape it up, the powder. So it's like that, but you just don't do no dip. They have they call nail forms, right? So what you do is that you pick the color that you want and you put it in the nail form and you put it on your nail. Whatever shape, whatever amount, you could put it in the nail form. Let me do the nail form. You put it in the nail form. Let me see if I can put this down. Okay. So you have a nail, right? Sort of like a, let's take this nail here. I got some nails here. Okay. So let's say it's a nail like this. Well, it ain't like this, but let's picture this is the form. There's more to it, looking like a tip. So you would take the color that you would want and you would put it in here. Like you would do glue. Instead, you put the color in there, right? And usually it comes with other, you could pick your color, but I picked the natural side because I don't really wear color. So I'll put it in, you put it in there and then you take it and you push it on. You don't have to You don't have to glue it on. Like you have to do this nail. No, it's not a nail. It's a form. It forms to your finger. And you have it for however tall you want it to be, right? And then you cue it. You cure it. You put it in there. So you see how this nail is already formed to give you the shape? You just gotta file it down. And you know how you do tips and it's already a size, you gotta pick the right size? So that's the same thing, you pick the right size. But here's the thing. You don't keep the tip on like you would do with tips. You taking that tip off and instead you got a nail there. So you actually making a nail. So you could do it with the foam or you could put the gel on and you would make it. That's how I'm gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna use the nail foam. I'm gonna put it on my nail and I'm gonna put it to the size that I want, right? A little bit more than my nail, right? And then I just cue it on. I don't have to take nothing off. Okay? So anyway, it's sort of like that. It's sort of like that. Well, let me say, it's not sort of like that. That's how it is. So you would do it like that. So that's coming in the mail. So I was kind of like holding off from doing these nails. These 3 nails, right? But I gotta still wait for the nail drill, for the nail light. So I don't know how long that's gonna take. That's probably gonna take another month. So knowing me, I'll probably be done mess around and buy me another UV lamp, whatever lamp. See the baby. Sleep. Okay, so that's what's going on. So my Amazon is on its way in. It's out for delivery. It's in the Bronx already. It's out for delivery. How long face. I really need some here. So I was thinking to get to order me a 360, right? But my thing is that if I order the 360, it's coming from London, and I order the other here from America. I got 2 different textures in my hair, even though it may say Indian, but it won't be the same Indian. I don't like actually waiting. Not actually waiting. One thing, I got distracted because I got a little notification here about the stimulus check. So let's go to that. But I don't like mixing here. This is mixed. This top is, YouTube. The top is from Unique, downtown Brooklyn. And the back here is from Only Raw Hair. They're going to have it so you won't be able to go outside. They're going to tell you stay. They're saying how coronavirus spreads outdoors versus indoors. And then they have the man walking or running, right? And then they have question marks behind them. Like, you don't even know whether anybody was in that spot. I knew that was coming next. They're going to fix it where you're going to have to stay in the house. Come on. I remember the AIDS pandemic. I remember the
official drink of the summer.
The Ebola, something that was going around. You know, but it didn't have this effect on America like this. It didn't. But now they talking about something that...
On January 23rd, a family in China traveled from Wuhan to the city of Guangzhou. The next day, they ate lunch at a restaurant. One of them had COVID-19, but didn't feel sick yet. Within a few days, other members of the family started showing symptoms. And a few days after that, so did the family who was sitting at the table next to them. The family at this table also got sick. And researchers say this first person was the source of all these infections, even though some of them were sitting almost 14 feet away. But the people eating at these tables didn't get sick. Why? An air conditioning unit right here kept the air flowing through this section of the restaurant. It circulated the virus from this person through the air to these other families. The story highlights something about the coronavirus
so
most
air
of us
conditioning.
are just starting to understand. Its ability to travel through the air. And as public spaces open up, that's led to some big questions. Is it safe to go to the beach? What about a park? And is a runner gonna get you sick? If we think about our actions only in terms of safe or risky, there's really only one way to guarantee that you won't get sick or spread COVID-19.
Stay home.
Stay home, isolate yourself, and have zero contact with the outside world. But maintaining that level of caution all the time
That ain't
isn't
working.
really possible for most of us. We need food, we need supplies, and sometimes we just need to take a walk. So the goal in protecting yourself and others from COVID-19 isn't to eliminate risk completely, it's to minimize it. If this side is perpetual quarantine and this side is getting coughed on by a bunch of sick people, it's about pushing yourself as reasonably close to this side as you can. So let's start with going for a walk. And with someone who, like me, has also felt weird about it.
Before I started calling up epidemiologists and talking to them about the risks, I was actually pretty paranoid. And then when I actually started digging into research, I realized the risks of getting COVID from runners or cyclists outside is much lower than I thought.
Every time we breathe, but especially when we talk and especially when we cough or sneeze, we let out little droplets of water. Some of them are pretty big and heavy and fall to the ground quickly like little bits of spit. Others are really small and much lighter, so they float farther through the air. And these droplets are what's carrying the virus. If a droplet floats and then evaporates, that leaves the virus out in the air for some period of time. And we don't yet know the amount of virus you have to be exposed to get sick. But we do know that you lower your risk by exposing yourself to less of the virus. And Segal says there's 3 ways to do that.
The first is distance. So are you 6 feet away from the person? Duration. Are you encountering this person for 1 second as they whiz past you, or are you around them for an hour? And ventilation. Is there a good airflow moving around you that can disperse any viral particles, or are you in an enclosed indoor space where they're just going to stick around?
The difference between how air moves inside versus outside is huge. To show that, I used this spray which glows under a black light. I sprayed my test subject with it, both inside and outside, from 3 feet away. Even though it wasn't windy, far fewer spray particles reached his shirt outside. The airflow was so much better at dispersing them. And being outside also has an effect on the virus itself.
A virus has this protective coat of moisture around it. There's a lot of things acting on it. So there's sunlight hitting it.
I don't know whether you can hear it.
There's rain, there's humidity, and all of that can work to kind of break apart this protective coat of moisture and decay the virus.
So in other
A
words,
study
saying
in
it's
China
safer to
looked
be
at
outside than inside.
318 different outbreaks of COVID-19 across the country. Only one of them involved someone catching it outdoors. That study hasn't been peer-reviewed, but it's consistent with everything else we know, that being outside can be pretty low risk, but your interactions with other people can increase that risk. If you're talking to a friend at a close distance, your risk goes up, and that risk climbs the longer your conversation continues. But if you're both wearing masks to stop some of those larger droplets from spreading, your risk goes down. Shopping in an open-air market is less risky than being inside a store, but you can reduce that risk by getting in and out quickly. But what about passing a heavy-breathing runner?
So let me take you through what would actually have to happen for a runner or cyclist outside to infect you as they pass by. They would have to expel enough viral particles to be able to kickstart an infection. Those particles would have to travel several feet of distance, withstand the pressures of wind, rain, humidity. Then the particles have to actually land in your throat or your upper respiratory tract, or on your hands, which you would then use to touch your eyes, your nose, or your mouth. So all of that is a pretty arduous sequence to execute perfectly.
Going to the beach or to a park isn't necessarily dangerous or safe. The risk can go up or down depending on how we each behave, which means everyone has a responsibility to lower that risk for everyone else.
The point here is not to be cavalier when you go outside. I think we all still want to be cautious, especially as some states are starting reopening.
Changing your behavior to limit exposure to the virus won't reduce your risk to zero, but it could lower it enough that you can breathe a little easier.
Okay, so let me speak on what I just saw. Okay, so they saying that number one, it's safer to be outside around the coronavirus than to be inside with the coronavirus, right? Around and with is two different things. So now let's go to the outside. The outside, they saying that if you be your distance, right, try not to be, I'm just going to get to the point. Try not to be in an area that has air conditioner. We know it's hot. You know you're going to be into a restaurant. You go to a restaurant, got air conditioning. You know what? Go to the, be in an area where the air conditioner is, but don't go where the air conditioner is at. Like, the air conditioner is in my room. So that means anybody that come in my room, I ain't letting nobody in my room. Because then if they come in my room and they sneeze or they talk, that's going to keep the virus in my room, especially somebody new. So therefore, if somebody comes in my room, I turn off the air conditioner and I open up my door, let them talk. Then I spray my little Clorox spray, right? And then let that go on out. Open up my window, which is open already, and let it go out the door, whatever, out the window. And then put my air conditioner on. Another thing is, like the bus. Got to be careful with the bus because the bus is going to have the air conditioner on. The train is going to have the air conditioner on. So you got to be real careful with that. So if you're on the train and the air conditioner going, everybody got their masks on. So if you see somebody sneeze within their mask, or see somebody cough within their mask, get off the train or get from around them. You know what I'm saying? At least be 6 feet, 6 to 12 feet away from somebody. So now that's the difference. That's point blank. If you go to the park, they say just be careful. Just watch out for people. Stay your distance and everything. Because they saying that the particles, when somebody sneezes or cough, that causes it to stay in the air. If you're up close to somebody and they talking to you, you can pass the droplets because you know you put spit. You know how you talk and be like, that, say don't spray it. So those are the droplets that come on you. And if that person has a virus, and it can pass to you that way. And it can travel through the air if it's enough air, meaning air condition. But I'm presuming the regular air kinds of like blows it away. You know, so that's good to know. All right, so back to my video. So now, let me get this. Let me see. All right, so let's get to the stimulants.
What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So finally we have some really good news when it comes to the stimulus checks. technically it's good news and bad news, but we have some good news. So before I start, make sure you hit the like button on this video. Also hit the subscribe button for more videos.
Okay,
just
so
like
it's
this
talking
one.
about the stimulus
And I
check.
give away every single week. Go over to my Instagram and let me know.
They opening up America now, different states, so they probably ain't gonna give out that much money. Give me one more check, I'll be hit. I'll be good.
EIP cards. 4 million Americans are supposed to be receiving EIP cards. Now, this is huge to be able to receive debit cards with your stimulus money on it, because it's something that's different. You're not getting checks, you're not waiting for it to, go into your bank account. You don't have to go a roundabout way in order to figure this out. It's basically going to.
But I wonder why they doing that. Maybe because they don't want to have their information.
But the good news is that they are coming in. People are starting to receive these EIP cards, but there's one big downside. It looks like junk mail. So you may have received your stimulus check on this card, but it was in junk mail and you probably threw it away or you shredded it. Now, this is a huge issue.
I ain't shredding nothing because I feels my mail.
Get this out there so that you don't shred anything, you don't throw anything away thinking it's a, I don't know, Sirius XM or whatever type of promotion somebody's trying to give you. It's not something that somebody's trying to scam you. It's real. So I have this article here basically talking about don't throw away those Visa debit cards. They have stimulus cash in them. So if you see this, it's not necessarily a scam. Now, there could be something that's a scam out there. So this is where you have to kind of compare things.
They're saying they're sending out cards, so you got to be careful.
But just know what is
not to
real
throw it
and what
away
is
because
not.
it's going to look like
Here's
junk
an IRS
mail.
alert regarding some recently delivered stimulus payments. Pay attention if you get a plain envelope in the mail that is marked Money Network Cardholder Services. No, folks, it's not a scam.
I look at anything that say card. I check it out.
That
I'm like somebody sending me a card.
Keep all of your stuff. Don't just chuck everything because it's bills or it's something that you don't want to pay, or if it's something that somebody's marketing to you. I don't know. Just keep everything and open it and analyze it and make sure that it's not your stimulus money if you didn't receive your stimulus money already. Don't throw away this envelope or toss aside the card. It contains up to $1,200 per single taxpayer. The federal government said it has already delivered stimulus payments totaling $239 billion to more than 140 million Americans, basically saying we have 10 million that are left, 4 million of which that are going to get this EIP card that's going directly to them. So just make sure that you know what's right. I really just want to let you know, and here's what it's going to look like. You have the EIP card, you have the stars and all that stuff, and hopefully they really don't copy, scammers don't really copy this, which they might. But like I said, check the mail. There's always a difference between the two, and one will probably ask you for your social security number, or will ask you to do something out of the ordinary on the letter itself. So make sure that you know what's right. And I feel like I say this a lot, but I have to say it. But it's crazy because people are actually shocked at the timing receiving their money, and they're just like, you know what? I don't believe it. And this is
Where was it? In the refrigerator?
Yeah. So
yeah, that was from yesterday though.
So you don't throw away your
that's
money.
hers.
You keep your money and you're able to spend your money. So with this all being said, we have these EIP cards. Now, what is going to be made of these EIP cards? Is it something that's going to replace the checks in the next stimulus check? I believe so. It's going to be something that completely replaces it. And it might be an easier way to do that because they can just mass produce these things and send them out easier than they can with a check. You don't really have to get a signature by anybody. Obviously, to sign off on the bill, yes, you do. But when it comes to credit cards, you can just...
They really taking a chance mailing out cards and people mailbox.
And then we go from there. It's an easier process from what I understand. So I think that this is the case, but will it go out to everybody on these EIP cards? I don't think it will, because anybody that has a bank account is easier than just send it.
That's right. It's easier just put it in the bank.
It's easier to do that, and it might be 20 times. It's just very easy to send you money via bank account. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to warn you guys of this whole thing that's going on.
That's it. I thought he was going to. My eye jumping some more.
VIP cards. It's not just fluff. It's not just something that's out there where they're saying, oh, they're receiving debit cards to spend their stimulus check money on, but nobody received it. It's just like when they said they're sending out stimulus checks and nobody received any stimulus checks yet. That's what I don't like to see. But this is positive news. So I'll start to celebrate.
All right, I'll be
you
back.
know, I'm celebrating.